Spending more money than you make, everyone wanting what's owed to them. Does that sound familiar? Well, it's what's happening over in Greece these days, and it's not that different from what many of us experience every day. Money Coach Bill Stanley is here, who says Greece is the word, especially when it comes to our personal finances. Good morning.
Good morning. Yes, we've all heard of the Greek debt crisis, and most of us have dismissed it as something that's their problem and doesn't directly affect us. But I think it does. There are some parallels. I saw an interesting article, and let me give you some quotes here. It says, the Greek people don't understand the seriousness of the situation. Well, now, if this isn't like most family finances, I don't know what is. People do not understand that if they can't pay off their credit card debt or if they're spending more than they're making, that it's a serious situation. And the article went on to say, the Greeks seem more inclined to blame others for their troubles than accepting that something is deeply wrong and painful medicine is urgent. People have to understand that they have a problem and quit blaming other people.
And a lot of people say that's what's going on with the federal government these days as well.
Exactly. At the federal level, they're talking about the Greek government. Government and opposition paint each other as obstructing a solution. Now, if that doesn't sound like our government, right. I don't know. I think the next time you hear about the Greek debt crisis, you ought to think of two things. One, on the personal finances level. If you have a problem, and you should know whether you have a problem, you have to admit it and start with the solution. Now, that's half the solution right there, is moving in that direction. But you got to remember things like, it's not how much you make, it's how much you spend. But you should be able to address the problem and get going. The second thing is that on the national level, we're approaching another election in about 18 months, and the rhetoric has already started. But if you look at the politicians, now a politician thinks his or her job, her main job, is to get reelected. Well, that's not it. These people work for us, their salaries are paid by our taxes, and they should do what we want them to do. And we should want them to solve the problems, to get together, to put the #1 priority to solve the problems and compromise and get going in that direction. #2 can be their own personal agenda. But if we don't do this on both the personal and national level, we're going to end up with a Greek crisis right in our own homes.
A Greek tragedy, if you will.
A Greek tragedy. So look at the international issue here and bring it home personally and bring it to a national level, because some tough decisions are needed, and we need to get moving in that direction.
Yeah, the problem with us at home is we don't have the international community to bail us out.
That's right.
You know,
that's
we're on
right.
our own.
Right. Both government and individual finances should stand on their own.
Yeah, it's really interesting parallel. If you have a question or a comment or a story about your successes or failures with finances, we want to hear them. You can email Bill directly. What's your address?
MoneyCoachBill@AOL.com.
Thanks, man, for coming in.
Okay.
Grease is the word. I remember that movie, Grease?
I remember it.
Yeah, John Travolta, Olivia Newton-John.
That's right. Let's see you dance.
Ha! Should we do it like, they did like this sort of stuff? Oh, man. Anyway.